Grade 8s, I hope you guys had an amazing weekend and you got to enjoy some of the nice weather we've had. I know I've been keep on talking about the weather, it's just because I'm so happy we finally have sunshine and warmth. So today we are continuing on with probability and we are doing a different type of probability. So far we've been doing spinners. Today we're actually going to be doing like as if you were taking things out of a bag. So we're going to get into that after we do our review. So a couple of our questions that we had for review were things like we have different colors on here. So let's do red. We have, let's say, blue. Yellow. It's not a very nice yellow. Yellow and green. And let's just do one more, orange. All right, so you would have questions, things about what are the odds of landing on the color blue? So how many tiles or how many slices does blue take up? 1, 2, 3. Takes up 3 slices. How many slices are there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's pretty simple. You just pretty much count the amount of slices that are what you're looking for. So for example, we had 3 blue slices. We were looking for blue. Out of how many slices are in total? How about how many red slices there are? Or what are the odds of landing on the color red? We have 2 reds, and we have 8 spots in total. However, when we have our probability like this, we actually have to put it into simpler form, as in, we need to cut both of these numbers in half. So we just divide both by 2. So therefore, instead of 2 out of 8 chances, it is actually 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So therefore, if I spin this spinner 4 times, at least once, I should land on red. Whereas with blue, if I spin the spinner 8 times, 3 times should be on the color blue. Okay? What are the odds of landing on blue and green? Or sorry, blue or green, I should say. I shouldn't say blue and green. So blue or green. What are the odds of landing on a blue or a green? I have 1, 2, 3 blues, and I have 1 green. So if I'm talking about landing on blue or green, I count both slices. So I count all the blue slices and the green slices. And I'm going to add them together. So I have 3 plus 1. So blue and green together is 4 slices of the spinner I have. And I have 8 slices in all. So that's how I can tell you how that. Remember, we have to put it into simplest form. So 4 out of 8. 4 slices, 4 is half of the circle. So it's actually a 1 in 2 chance. That means if I spin the spinner twice, at least one time I should land on a blue or a green. And there we go. There is our spinners. Today we are going into letters. So think about if any of you have ever played Scrabble, you have little Scrabble tiles that have letters printed on them, and they usually have little numbers in the corner that have point values. So like B is worth like 2 points, and L could be worth like 3, and so on. That doesn't matter. What we care about is the letters. So let's say, for example, I put all those letters into a paper bag. What are my odds of getting the letter S? So let's look at the letter S. how many S's do we see in all these? So let's look. I see one S and I see two. So I see two S's. How many letters are there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 2 out of 15. That means if I put my hand and pick out a letter 15 times, 2 of them should be an S. And then the other ones will just be other letters. What would the odds be if I only put my hands in once? If I only selected one tile, what are the odds that would be an S? Well, the odds would be 2 in 15, as in it'd be quite low. So usually when your odds are like less than half, as in less than half of this bottom number, so 15, if it's a really low number on top of a higher number, it means you'll have a very good chance of picking out the letter S or picking out another letter that you want. All right? What if I was talking about picking up the letter G? How many G's are there? Oh, I only see one. So if I try going for the letter G, I have a 1 in 15 chance, as in, if I take out a tile, look at it, and go and put it back in the bag, and I do that 15 times, as in I'm not taking them out of the bag and leaving them out of the bag, as in I put them back after every turn of taking a letter out of the bag, I have a 1 in 15 chance. As in, I put my hand in there 15 times and try to grab a letter, there's probably only a one of those one time will be a G. Right? What about if what are the odds of me drawing up a letter that's in the word stop? So there's 4 letters there. Do I have all the letters to the word stop here? Let's check. I have an S, I have a T, I have an O, and I have a P. However, remember, we have 2 S's. So this S has 2. All these other letters have 1. What that means is I take this 2, I do 2 plus the 1T plus the 1O plus the 1P. So 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So I actually have a 5 in 15 chance of getting one of the letters to the word stop. And that's because I have 2 S's in there. All right? So if I have 2 S's, so therefore, remember I have to put this into simplest terms, as in 5 divided by 5, and I just do 5 divided by 5 here. I can do 1 in 5. So I have a 1 in 5 chance of getting a letter from the word stop. That's much better than going for a single letter. So if I take a letter out, look at it, put it back in the bag, and do that 5 times, one of them should be in the word stop. What about the word dog? Let's do the word dog. So, do we have all the letters to dog? Let's see, do I have a D? Yep, there's 1 D. Do I have an O? Yes, there's 1 O, and there's 1 G. So I only have 3. 1, 2, 3. So in this case, I only have a 3 in 15 chance of getting one of the letters to the word dog. If I put this into simplest terms, so I can divide both of these by 3. So don't worry too much about doing this on your worksheets. I'm just doing this for an example. I wouldn't worry as much. If you can put into simplest terms, please do. If not, that's okay. Oh. So if I go 15 times And I'm trying to find a letter to the word dog, and I take out a letter, put it back in, take it out, and do that 15 times. 3 of them should be to the word dog. All right, so that's that. Let's try one more word. Let's do the word cat. Do I have any C's? Nope. So there's 0 of those. Do I have any A's? No, I don't have any A's. Do I have any T's? Yes. I have 1 T. So how many do I have altogether? 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. So even with the word cat, I only have a 1 in 15 chance of getting one of the letters. That's because 2 of the letters for the word cat I don't have. Okay, so that's also something to keep in mind. You have to pay attention to all the letters that you have. Just because a word has, 5 or 6 letters even, it doesn't mean that all 5 or 6 letters are available to you. So you have to pay attention to which ones are available to you. And you also have to pay attention to ones that have multiple letters. So like with the word stop, we had 2 S's available to us, which means we had a better chance of pulling the word stop because we had 2 S's and not just 1. All right, so your worksheet today is actually going to be something very similar to this. It's going to give you a bunch of letters, and it's going to be questions based off of that. What are the odds of pulling a letter from the word right? So R-I-G-H-T, and then you need to figure that one out. What are the odds of pulling the letter T? Well, there's only 1 T, so 1 in 15. What are the odds of pulling the letter S? Well, there's 2 S's, so 2 in 15. So that's going to be more or less what you have. And then starting Wednesday, we're going to do something a little bit different. So far we've been talking about theoretical probability. We're going to talk a bit more about experimental probability on Wednesday. And we're actually going to run an experiment, provided I can get a website and a spinner, an online spinner up and running. So that's what we're going to be doing Wednesday. But for now, that's your work for today. Be sure to email me if you have any questions whatsoever. Otherwise, I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the nice weather, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday.